Yo, my boys. So today's video. Okay, I had to get my props ready. As you can tell by today's title, today's video is simple, bro. And if you see me dodging to the right, I got my notes over here. Let me start off with that. Always have some type of notes or something to like dive back to if you do this. Even work, like it shows a level of professionalism. Like I know, like contrary to what you think, like having the notes on you will make you seem less prepared. It actually like bolsters your appearance as far as preparedness. So if you see me darting to the right, that's me looking at my speaker's notes. So as you can tell by the title, today super short, super educational, super informational, introductional video, I should say. It's how to own a firearm if you look like me. Um, so we know the stigma around firearms and people that look like us. So we already playing a different ball game. You know what I mean? So one thing as you, someone who looks like me, every time I say you, I'm referring to someone who looks like me. Because I wish there was a video like this out there for me when I first started trying to educate myself on firearms. I'm trying to educate myself on firearms for around a year. I probably got my firearm around like 3 months back. You need to understand the difference between flaunting and being smart, if that makes sense. You need to understand the difference between a toy and a tool. Example, this is a tool. This is a wire cutter. This is a tool. Would you go around telling your friends, hey, hold this or play with this? Or if you had this on you, this never comes out my bag. This only came out my bag for this video. I used it for school and shit, for class. Would you go to your friends and be like, hey, look, here's a wire cutter? You wouldn't. This is more of a collector's item, but this is a toy, my nut. This is a toy. You can throw this, you can play with this, whatever. Have it out, have it around. This, you wouldn't play with this. I wouldn't play with this. I don't know if you would play with this. If you would play with this, you shouldn't own a firearm. If you would play with this, you shouldn't own a firearm. If you understand where I'm coming from, then you're already kind of understanding this video. So boom, you already know we've seen guns in music videos, movies, games, but not in classrooms. Never had a real conversation about firearms. We just never came up that kind of way to. When you think firearm, you think gangster, 50 Cent, bulletproof, shot 9 times, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So that's the first part, bro. Shifting the mindset. Guns are a responsibility first. It's not the gun is the last thing. I like to say that the gun is the period of the sentence. The gun has nothing to do with defending your life. It's just a period. It's just a staple. Before you even buy one, you have to ask yourself a few questions. Ask yourself, are you buying this to make yourself look tough? Are you buying this to bolster your own confidence? Do you already have confidence within? Or do you want to protect yourself? Ask yourself these questions and make sure that up here is right first. Because we're already dealing with a mental warfare. People that look like me and you. We're already dealing with a mental warfare. So putting one of these in our hands it's already taking a risk. You know, understand what I mean? So, and you have to get right with it too. Make sure I urge that your mental health is in check before you even think about purchasing a firearm. I forgot the exact statistics, but the rate that men commit suicide is astronomical, and it's mostly with firearms. And they're mostly ones that they've retained themselves. So please have your mental health in check and make sure that you are good within and right with whoever you believe in upstairs before you purchase a gun. Make sure your discipline is at not an all-time maximum, but you have dealt with those certain inner demons that will try to lead you astray. So you need to. So the second part, where am I on the third part? The second part of shifting your mindset means knowing how to control your emotions, walking away from stupid situations, understanding the law, and protecting life, not taking it. You need to. One thing that I've informed myself on before, and I still need to get one, like an act my own, is how to do CPR and stop a bullet wound, save someone's life. You need to learn every way possible how to save someone's life because 9 times out of 10 you will be saving someone's life before you will be taking it. That's just reality. That's just numbers. That's just that's not me trying to sound soft or whatever. That's just numbers. That's just reality. In a life or death situation, you will be trying to preserve life before annihilating it. Understanding the law. The law is not our friend at all. For people that look like me and you, we need to understand why it is not our friend, how it moves, how it works, what we can and cannot do. You cannot do the same thing that Charlie and Richard can do. I'm sorry. Even in 2025, you can argue with your mom, you can argue with a wall. You are just not capable. This system does not benefit you. Regardless of how much money you're making, your social status, this system does not benefit you. Take people like John Morant for an example. The system does not benefit you. The biggest thing, walking away from stupid situations. This is something that we deal with a lot because our pride has been destroyed for over hundreds of years. We need to know how to walk away from situations. You need to understand de-escalation. You need to de-escalate every situation as much as possible at all times, mostly because of the color of your skin. And controlling your emotions, it all falls under that. Once you get these in check, then you have to understand how to handle the gun safety laws, XYZ, the 4 major ones, and all the in-betweens. You have to fully dive yourself into this. This is what I've been doing. I've been diving myself fully into this. You have to understand the rules. Know the law. The rules don't bend for us. You need to know the rules around buying your firearm in your state, concealing in your state, open carry in your state, transporting in your state, how to conceal and open carry in your car in your state, and where and when you can't have one. But where and when you can't have one, that should be logical. You already know. You already know when and where you can't have one. You should already know where you can have one. Granted, you should have it on you at least 97% of the time. Anytime anywhere you go, you should have that on you, or shit. And for that 3% of the time, it should not be too far. But yeah, make sure you're up on this. The system is not forgiving, especially for us. So, yeah. Then you need to understand how to legally purchase a gun. A lot of us grew up around people illegally obtaining weapons, which is just something that we've had to deal with. You know what I mean? And so yeah, and something that we also deal with is getting verified in the system. So, and I understand this struggle completely. You need to get your government issued ID, your government issued driver's license regularly. You need to be on paper. You need a paper trail. Your record, I want to say, depending on what state you're in, and I'm not saying you need to be a square. Your record needs to be squeaky clean though. Do not be out here bullshitting. If you're out here BSing, you shouldn't even be thinking. You shouldn't even be watching this video. I wouldn't say you shouldn't be watching this video, but you've already cooked it for yourself a little bit. But I'll make different videos on that. Yeah. So, go to a licensed gun store. You fill out the background check. Okay. I know once you get your whatever concealed license or license there is in your state, you'll get that gun the same day. If not, you'll have to wait 3 to 5 days while your stuff goes up to the Department of Agriculture and they verify you XYZ. So make sure while your name, because they're gonna have your fingerprints and stuff too, bro. That's stuff that you gotta accept and grow up, and you have to evolve and grow up with. We have to, and reverting back to the beginning of the video, we also have to step out of that color of our skin bubble as well. You're gonna have to give them your fingerprints. Does that mean that's a whole different video, a whole different conversation? But this is just the route. This is the better route. Having legally obtained your firearm, if and when you have to defend yourself in the court of law, we're already at a disadvantage. So yeah, make sure you know your top 4 gun laws. Make sure you know what the laws to as far as walking around and being outside with your firearm, and make sure you gain some discipline, so you're not losing your firearm, losing your weapons license, because when an officer needs to see that, he's gonna need to see that. You know what I mean? So training. If you don't know how to use it, you don't own it. Simple. I know you see a lot of us have them. We don't know how to use it. If I'm being honest, you should. That fire, like I said, it's the period of the sentence. And there's only one period at the end of the sentence. You understand what I'm saying? So when you pull that firearm out, it should get the job done immediately. So you need to train. You need to be repetitive. You need to be intentional. You need range time. I know in certain states, like New Jersey, the range isn't an option like that. But if this is something that you actually care about, especially for people that live like us, you need to find time to get into the range. You need to understand how your personal firearm works. You need to get in the range. You need to go through the malfunctions. You need to put rounds through your weapon and understand how your gun works. What its tendencies are. How reliable is it? You need to understand. This is something that I'm diving more into too. You need to understand the internals of a gun. How to clean, how to take parts out, remove parts, change parts, that sort of thing. So quick run list for that. You need to learn how to load and unload. You need to know how to clear a jam. There's 3 types of malfunctions you need to know how to clear. You need to know how to clear all 3 of them. You need to know how to store it safely. You need to know how to fire with accuracy. You need recoil control. You need to understand the 4 universal laws. If you're cool, I wanted to say this. If you're too cool to train, then you're too immature to carry. And that's the whole point of this video. Carrying is a maturity thing. So, yeah, the gun safety stuff isn't optional. You need to treat every gun like it's loaded. You need to never point at anything you're not willing to destroy, including yourself, especially yourself. Finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot, and know your target and what's beyond it. We need to stop hurting these innocent people. We follow these rules at all times, no exceptions. Secure storage. You need to get a safe, a box, and a cable lock. The big picture of this is power with a purpose, bro. You think more, you avoid stupid situations, you hold yourself to a higher standard. It brings a level of maturity toward you. You have a sense of responsibility, You have a sense of discipline. Having the gun doesn't make you a man. Owning these things, possessing these things, is what makes you a man. So, yeah, long story short, because I thought if you guys want to see it, this is mine. Feel me? FMK, they're an American brand, whatever. I thought I was gonna show it, but this video, it's not trying to. I'm not on the quarter zip Nike Tech. I'm not a square by any means. It's about making sure that you're not on the headlines of any news story or headed down the wrong path because you didn't find a video like this. And if you're like me and you're searching for information, it's not really guys that look like us necessarily, or that. And when I say look like us, I mean our demeanor. That's necessarily talking about these things. So just make sure you're doing this the right way, bro. And it's fun, bro. If I'm being honest, like it might be bad or whatever. You know, some people's morality scale, but guns are fun. Guns are fun. There's a fun side to them, I should say. But once you understand these beginner basic things, and I'm not no gun master. I'm along the road with you guys. So a gun is a tool. Respect it. Train with it. Treat it like your life depends on it, because it does, bro. Because it does. It will one day. Stay safe. Stay smart. Stay legal. Let's stay legal. Why is legitness frowned upon in our community? Stay legal. And just because we stay illegal does not mean we are squares. That's not what I'm saying. But let's stay authentic. Let's stay legit. Let's stay legal. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. No cap.